Welcome back. So we're going to go over a few orders I received. Benefit of making a large sale is I can finally pull the trigger on a few items. So here's some of the things I was able to pick up, a lot of which is PC. So let's start with this stack over here. So the first 5 slabs came with a few extra cards. Nothing tremendous, but hey, it's bonus cards I didn't pay for. There's a nice Manny rookie, well, pre-rookie. Nice Ripken insert, and a Michael Fulmer jersey card numbered to 99. But here are the main cards, okay? Starting off, 1948 Leaf Ralph Kiner rookie card. Been kind of eyeing these a bit. Found one at a really good price. Lower than what I've seen in the past, so I jumped on it. Next is another 40 play ball of Cherokee Bob Johnson in a 2, labeled as a miscut, and it's understandable why. Sometimes you just pick up some of these older cards because they're interesting, whether it's nickname or their history in the game or teams, etc. This is one of those things where there's an interesting player, nickname, and history of that player. Next up, this is 2 different cards. These are PC, because Lou Boudreau, one of the Jewish players in the game, Hall of Famer, and this is 1948 Leaf rookie card. This is the printing error version, and this is a much clearer picture. They were listed at the right price, so I figured from the same seller, I might as well grab both of them. So I kind of have an example of what the printing was supposed to line up with and what unfortunately has happened to many of the cards that you see around. And then this was one of the key cards I have been looking for and trying to find a decent price on for a long time. This is the 1933 Gaudy Moberg rookie card, and actually surprisingly in a 3. And for an SGC 3, I paid less than what a lot of the PSA or BVG 1s are going for, or authenticated ones are going for. It's a very nice example, and as I said in a previous video, the interesting thing about this card is the only one that is on display in Langley, Virginia at CIA headquarters. So, Moberg, basically backup catcher, OSS spy after his playing days. A fascinating individual. So I finally have his rookie card. Next up, this was part of a trade that I did. I was interested in some low-dollar slabs from a seller. We started talking. He was interested in a lot of my high-end cards. We agreed upon a price a tad lower than what I wanted for my cards. So I basically asked if we could throw this as well as the low-end slabs in the deal, and he agreed. So now, in addition to a 56 Topps Mickey Mantle in a 3, I now also have one in a very solid 2.5. The centering is pretty good. It's a clean example, and you really can't go wrong with a 56 Mantle. Next up, we have a couple larger items, one of which is going to be a repeat, one of which is new. This is a new one. This is put up at a really good price. His early mantles are not cheap, to say the least. And this is a postcard dated somewhere between 53 and 55. Dormand, Mickey Mantle, in a batting stance, rated in a 6. So really nice early photo of Mantle. Completely blank on the back. Nothing filled out. And really it's just basic biographical information. When he was born, and when he came up in 51. There's no Triple Crown mention, anything of that nature. Really nice early postcard of Mickey Mantle, which will be added to the PC. And then speaking of Moberg, this is another copy of the 1934 Tour of Japan American and Japanese postcard All-Stars. From 1934, so this does have Ruth and Gehrig, and basically the biggest names in the game at that time, as well as the backup catcher, Moberg, that managed to get onto the team. Nice clean back postcard, good color. It's in a 4. These are, a huge part of not only baseball history, but World War II and American history, in that it was on this tour, and I know I've said this before, it was on this tour that Moberg proceeded to go to the top of his hotel and make a short video of the Tokyo skyline, which he then took later to the OSS, the precursor for the CIA, which they used during World War II in the Pacific. So it's just a really, really interesting, cool piece of American history right here from 1934. And I guess you could count that as an addition to the Babe Ruth collection, if you want to get technical. Next up is an interesting card. This is not a Playing Days card, but it's 1963 Kitav Publishing, hand-cut Hank Greenberg, Jewish Sports Champions. And for a hand-cut, this is graded a Gem Mint 10 by PSA. It's a blank back. Kitav is obviously a Jewish publisher. And these cards, you can find them here and there. This is the only time I personally have ever seen one in a 10. I figure it would be a really nice addition to the PC. So, a little unique addition as well. Next up, we have Hassan Cigarettes, Mordecai Brown, T205, and a 1.5. It's a little bit rough on the front, although these particular cards basically show every bit of damage given the goldish border on them. But the back is completely clean. There's no paper loss on it. And it's a Hall of Famer, Mordecai Brown, early Cubs days. I know there's one person that's probably watching that's going to want that card. I got it for a good price, so I was happy. And one of the forgotten characters of baseball is Al Schatt, 1939 play ball. This is in a near mint 8 off center. He was original Clown Prince of Baseball. He was a player for early on, but then he became the jokester, if you will, and he made it into the 39 and I believe the 40 play ball series. I already had the 40. I was missing the 39. Surprised to find one in an 8, even if it's off center. Any card from pre-war card in 8 is amazing to find. This is added to the Jewish Baseball Players PC, as well as some of the others to follow. This being another one, Goody Rosen, 1939 play ball, and a 7. Of course, there were some good deals on some Greenberg, so I picked those up as well. This is the 1940 play ball and a 4. And then this is the 35 Gowdy, Fox, Greenberg, Walker, and Rowe, and a 5. This is the 39 play ball, Hank Greenberg, in a 3. This is the all caps version. You can tell from the slightly washed out image in comparison to the upper and lowercase name variation. And then I'm going to skip the one that was just there, because it's just a really cool addition for me, for my PC. Again, Koufax, I've gotten to the point I'm looking for a lot of the oddball cards. So this is 1962 Bell brand Sandy Koufax in a 1.5. And then I also found the 61 Bell brand Sandy Koufax in a 2 from the same seller. So nice additions to the PC, much tougher to find than a lot of the other cards. And then this I found from on eBay. It turns out it was, a fellow YouTuber that recognized my name, which is still odd for me. So you saw me rip a case of of triple play in the past. I did not pull this card, but it was a great addition to my Koufax PC. And on it, you have Sandy Koufax, Jim Torborg, and Harvey Kuhn. And the significance of this, which I'll just pull the Beckett certificate up, is, so this is Sandy Koufax, perfect game in 1965, pitcher, catcher, and last out. I thought that was a really cool addition to the PC, the Koufax PC. And I saw it, we came to a good agreement on price. A touch more than I was originally wanted to spend, but perfectly within reason. Especially when you consider how much you'd have to rip open to try and find that one. So I'm going to get a case for it, but until then, I'm going to keep it in the box. And the final item I found, and found it for what I think was cheap. This is a 1933 New York Yankees ticket for May 17th. So New York won the game 4-1. The significance is it was Hank Greenberg's first game at Yankee Stadium, his 7th career start. So, and the nice thing is it's all on the PSA slab. It's graded a 6. I just thought it was one of those really unique items that I found at an incredibly reasonable price that I wanted to really add. Because really, when you look at it, Hank Greenberg was the premier Jewish player of his era. And, the largest Jewish population to this day is New York. So I like to try and think of what the reaction was by a lot of the people in New York seeing him come up and so early in his career and playing the New York Yankees, which, at that time is, just a powerhouse. So I figure this is a really nice addition to the Greenberg PC. I'm sure Yankees fans will probably like it too. But really happy to add that as a kind of a more unique piece. So those are the cards I have for you this time around. Again, it's a bit of a mix, but a lot of PC, but just overall some absolutely fantastic cards. I am thrilled to add to my collection, and some of these I'll actually move, I think, because I do have some people in mind for some of them, especially potential mystery box items, at least on the high-end side. So those are the cards I have for you this time around. I thank you once again for joining me. And please remember to collect what you enjoy, Enjoy what you collect, and don't let anybody, especially the market or a YouTuber, dictate that to you. And most importantly, have fun. It's a tremendous hobby and a tremendous community, and it's really worth your while to be active participants in it. So find your way of participating, whether it's making videos, watching and commenting, going to live streams, group chats, going to your LCS or local card show, or simply talking about the hobby with family and friends. The more active you are, the more you're going to get out of it. It's really that simple. The more you'll learn, whether about your PC or just other PCs or the hobby in general, the more great cards you'll be able to see, obviously, the faster you'll be able to build your own PC, both through trading, purchasing, and just general generosity from others in the community. And most importantly, the more great people you meet and the more friends you'll make. So I encourage you to be active and really take full advantage of the community of which you're a part. So I thank you very much again for joining me. Hope to see you again. Have a good one, and bye for now.